Welcome to Healthier Daily. I'm Dr. Ben Carter. I want to start today with a hard truth. You might think your muscles are just getting weaker with age. You think it is natural, but what if I told you that your muscles are actually dying? The medical term is sarcopenia, but the mechanism behind it is something most seniors do not understand. It is called anabolic resistance. Basically, after age 60, your muscles stop listening to you. You eat protein, maybe you eat your eggs every morning, just like the doctor ordered, but your muscles do not respond. They do not grow. They continue to shrink. Why? Because the signal isn't getting through. And here is the shocking part: relying only on animal protein, like eggs and meat, might actually be making the problem worse. Why? Because while meat is powerful, it is also heavy. It creates inflammation. It creates an acid load on your kidneys. It creates metabolic smoke. What if I told you there was a cleaner fuel? A fuel that is scientifically proven to wake up those dying muscles without the inflammation. A fuel that costs pennies, sits in your pantry, and in some studies actually beats eggs for building strength. We are talking about beans, but not just any beans. We are talking about a specific clean fuel protocol. To help us understand why we need to switch fuels, Dr. Hinohara is here with a philosophy that explains your body's changing needs.
Thank you, Dr. Ben. Yes, the problem is that we treat our body like it is the same machine it was when we were 20. I ask my patients to think of their body as an engine. When you were young, you were a simple, rugged gas engine. You could pour anything into the tank, heavy steaks, greasy burgers, and the engine would burn it up and run fast. But after 60, your body becomes a high-tech hybrid engine. It is more sensitive. It requires cleaner energy. When you eat heavy animal protein at every meal, it is like pouring diesel fuel into your delicate hybrid engine. Yes, diesel is powerful. It creates a big explosion energy. But it creates black smoke. It creates soot. It makes the engine vibrate and get hot. In your body, this smoke is inflammation. This soot is acid waste. Your poor engine spends all its energy trying to clean out the soot instead of driving the car forward. This is why you feel heavy and tired after a big meat meal. But the foods we are talking about today, the beans, they are green energy. They are like solar power. They provide the power without the smoke, without the heat, without the soot. They run clean. And because they are clean, your engine can finally focus on repairing itself.
That is the perfect way to see it. We are not telling you to become a vegan forever. We are telling you that your engine needs a fuel change. The opponent's video gave you a chaotic list of 8 random beans. It was confusing. Today we are giving you the clean fuel protocol. We have organized these beans into 4 specialized squads based on the job they do for your engine. Squad 1, the igniters. To start the engine. Squad 2, the cooling system to stop the inflammation. Squad 3, the filters to clean the gut. Squad 4, the shield to protect the parts. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which bean to eat to fix your specific problem. Before we meet Squad 1, we want to hear from you. Do you ever feel heavy or sluggish after a big meal of meat or eggs? Does your digestion feel slow? If you want that clean energy feeling, please just type fuel in the comments below. And if you are ready to switch from diesel to green energy, now is the perfect time to hit that subscribe button. Let's open the pantry.
Welcome back. We are standing in front of your hybrid engine. It is clean. It is high tech, but it is silent. It is not running. We have a problem. As we discussed, the starter motor in a senior body is often broken. This is anabolic resistance. You can put fuel in the tank, but if the key doesn't turn, the engine doesn't start. You need a powerful spark to wake up the machine. For years, we thought only high-octane diesel eggs and steak could create that spark. But we were wrong. There is a green energy spark that is just as powerful but much safer for your engine. This brings us to Squad 1, the igniters.
This is the most controversial part of the science, but it is fascinating. To ignite muscle growth, you need a specific amino acid called leucine. Leucine is the key that turns the ignition. Without it, nothing happens. Now eggs are famous for leucine. But here is the surprise: certain beans are also packed with leucine, but they deliver it without the cholesterol and without the saturated fat. Let's meet the captain of Squad 1, the lentil. The opponent's video ranked this at 1, and they were right to do so. Lentils are the unsung hero of the muscle world. 1 cup of cooked lentils has nearly 18 grams of protein. That is massive. But more importantly, that cup contains enough leucine to hit the trigger point for muscle synthesis in many seniors. A 2021 study in the Journal of Cachexia, Sarcopenia, and Muscle found that seniors who ate leucine-rich plant foods like lentils reduced their risk of muscle loss by 41%. Why? Because they were turning the key every single day. And unlike a steak, which takes hours of heavy labor to digest, lentils dissolve easily. The ignition happens fast, and it happens cleanly.
And there is a second igniter on this team. It is smaller, but very mighty. This is the mung bean.
Mung beans are often overlooked, but they are a high-performance spark plug. They are incredibly dense in leucine for their size. But they have a bonus feature that eggs do not have. They are rich in magnesium. Why does an engine need magnesium? To prevent stalling. Magnesium allows the muscle fibers to relax after they contract. If you have the spark leucine but no release magnesium, the engine seizes up. That is a cramp. Mung beans give you the start and the smooth run all in one bite.
This is the difference between diesel and green energy. When you eat a steak to get leucine, your body has to deal with the smoke, the acid load. It gets tired. When you eat lentils or mung beans, you get the leucine and you get fiber. The fiber acts like a filter. It keeps the engine clean while it runs. So Squad 1 has started the engine. The car is humming, the muscles are awake. But any mechanic knows that a running engine generates heat. If you run an old engine too hard, it overheats. It gets inflamed. We need a cooling system. Welcome back. Our hybrid engine is running. We used the igniters, lentils, and mung beans to turn the key. But now we face a physical reality. When an engine runs, it gets hot. If the pipe's blood vessels are narrow, the engine overheats. If the moving parts joints are dry, they grind and create friction. Friction and heat are the enemies of longevity. They wear down the machine. So before we can drive fast, we must install Squad 2, the cooling and lubrication system.
That is the perfect mechanical analogy. This squad is all about delivery and protection. You can have all the fuel in the world, but if your blood flow is poor, that fuel never reaches the muscle. It just sits in the tank. We need to open the fuel lines. This brings us to the captain of the cooling squad, the navy bean. These small white beans are famous for being in soup, but their biological power is arginine. Arginine is an amino acid that does one specific magical thing. It boosts nitric oxide. We talk about nitric oxide a lot because it is the miracle molecule for seniors. It tells your blood vessels to relax and widen. Think of your arteries like a garden hose. As we age, the hose gets stiff and narrow. The water blood barely trickles out. The navy bean yuen kinks the hose. It opens the flow. The opponent's video cited a 2014 study. Seniors who ate arginine-rich foods like navy beans had a 9% increase in leg strength. Why? Because the fuel was finally reaching the engine. The coolant was flowing.
So the pipes are open. The engine is cool. But now, listen. Squeak, grind. The pistons and axles, your joints are grinding together. We need grease. We need lubricant.
And that is the job of the second member of this squad, the lima bean. I know lima beans have a bad reputation from childhood dinners, but they are the joint mechanics. They are packed with manganese. Manganese is not just a mineral. It is the welder for your connective tissue. It is essential for building the collagen and cartilage that cushions your joints. But they also have a second tool, molybdenum. This sounds like a chemical from a science lab, but it is a natural mineral that acts like a detox filter. It helps your body clear out sulfites and waste products that cause inflammation and pain in the joints. It cleans the gears so they don't grind.
I remember the story of Michael, the 68-year-old teacher from the research. He had stopped working in his yard because his hips were sore. His gears were grinding. He didn't take a pill. He added steamed lima beans to his dinner. A month later, he was moving without pain. Why? Because he lubricated the chassis. He gave his body the manganese it needed to repair the cushion.
So look at what Squad 2 has done. Navy beans open the road circulation. Lima beans grease the joint structure. Now the engine can run smoothly without overheating or breaking down. But come on, we still have a major issue. The engine is running, but the air filter and the computer system are dirty. If the filter is clogged, or the hormones the computer are off balance, the car will stall. We need the maintenance crew.
We love our Healthier Daily family, and it brings us great joy to see our community grow. We would be so grateful if you would tell us in the comments what country or what state here in the U.S. are you watching from today. We read them all, and it inspires us. Welcome back. We are looking under the hood of your hybrid engine. Squad 1, lentils, mung beans, has turned the ignition key. Squad 2, navy lima beans, has opened the pipes and greased the gears. The engine is running smooth and cool. But now, we must look at the filters and the computer system. Imagine you put premium fuel into your car, but your air filter is clogged with dirt. The engine chokes. It cannot breathe. It cannot burn the fuel. Or imagine the computer that controls the engine is glitching. It is sending the wrong signals. In your body, the filter is your gut, and the computer is your hormones. If your gut is clogged bad bacteria, you cannot absorb the protein you eat. It is wasted. If your hormones are glitching high cortisol, your body gets confused and starts breaking down muscle instead of building it.
This brings us to Squad 3, the maintenance crew. These beans don't just feed the muscle, they fix the system that supports the muscle. Let's start with the master filter cleaner, the chickpea. The opponent's video highlighted chickpeas for their protein. But their real superpower for seniors is gut health. Chickpeas are packed with a specific type of fiber called raffinose. This fiber acts like a scrub brush for your intestines. It feeds the good bacteria probiotics. Why does this matter for muscle? Because a healthy gut wall is the gateway. If the gateway is clean, the protein leucine gets into your blood. If the gateway is inflamed or dirty, the protein passes right through you. The opponent's study was spot on. Seniors with better gut health absorb protein more efficiently. Eating chickpeas is like changing the air filter so the engine can finally breathe and burn fuel properly.
So the filter is clean. Now we must fix the computer glitch. As we age, our anabolic hormones, testosterone growth hormone drop, and our stress hormones, cortisol, rise. Cortisol is the enemy. It is the signal that tells the body emergency, eat the muscle for energy. We need a bean that can hack the computer and turn off that stress signal.
This is the job of the soybean edamame. Now, I know soy is controversial for some, but for muscle preservation in seniors, it is a unique tool. Soybeans contain isoflavones. These are plant compounds that help regulate cortisol. The opponent's video cited a brilliant 2015 study. Seniors who consumed soy isoflavones had 20% less muscle breakdown after exercise. Why? Because the soy calmed down the computer. It stopped the cortisol spike. It told the body, we are safe. Do not eat the muscle. Unlike eggs, which provide the raw material cholesterol for hormones, soy provides the signal to balance them. It is the anti-catabolic bean. It stops the destruction.
So look at the synergy of Squad 3 chickpeas. Clean the gateway so the fuel gets in. Soybeans fix the computer so the muscle stays safe. It is system maintenance at its finest. But even with a clean filter and a good computer, there is one final threat to our engine. It is rust. Not just surface rust. Deep structural corrosion that happens every time the engine fires. We need a shield. We need the heavy-duty protection of Squad 4. Welcome back. We are nearing the end of our clean fuel protocol. Squad 1, turn the ignition key Leucine. Squad 2, open the pipes circulation. Squad 3, clean the filters gut health. Our engine is running perfectly, but we are forgetting one thing about old engines. Even if the fuel is clean and the oil is fresh, the metal itself gets old. It gets brittle. It gets rusty. In your body, this rust is oxidative stress. It attacks your muscle cells, your joints, and your bones. It eats away at the structure of the car. You cannot build a strong car on a rusted frame. We need a protective coating. We need a shield.
This brings us to Squad 4, the shield. And the captain of this squad is the dark, powerful black bean. Now look at the color. That deep, midnight purple black skin. That is not just decoration. That is the anti-rust coating. It is made of anthocyanins. These are the exact same powerful antioxidants you find in blueberries. Here is the science inside every muscle cell. You have tiny power plants called mitochondria. As we age, these power plants get rusty and stop working. The opponent's video was right. Anthocyanins scrub the rust away. They protect the mitochondria. They keep the energy factories running clean. Eggs cannot do this. Chicken cannot do this. Only the pigment in plants can provide this specific anti-rust protection.
I remembered a story of Carl, the 70-year-old from the research. He had back surgery. He felt stiff and rusty. His recovery was slow. He added black beans to his soup. Within weeks, he said, I feel like my muscles are waking up. Why, he wasn't just feeding them protein, he was scraping off the rust so the muscles could move freely again.
So the black bean protects the muscle. But what about the bone the muscle is attached to? If your muscles get strong but your bones are weak, you risk a fracture. You risk the chassis snapping under the pressure of the engine. We need a structural shield. This is the job of the great northern bean. These white creamy beans are the bone builders. They are packed with a holy trinity of minerals: calcium, phosphorus, and potassium. The opponent's video cited a study from Osteoporosis International seniors with high intakes of these minerals had 23% fewer fractures. Think about that. You eat the black bean to keep the muscle rust free and flexible. You eat the great northern bean to keep the bone dense and solid. You are building a bulletproof structure.
This is the green energy advantage. An egg gives you protein for the muscle. That is good. But an egg does not give you anthocyanins to stop the rust. And it does not give you the massive load of magnesium and potassium to protect the bone density in the same way beans do. The beans are a multi-tool. They build, they protect, and they reinforce.
So now we have all four squads: the igniters, the coolant, the filters, and the shield. The system is complete. But, Dr. Hinohara, I can hear our viewers asking one final question. This is great, but do I have to eat 8 different bowls of beans every day? How do I actually do this?
Laughs. No. That would be impossible. You do not need to eat 8 bowls. We have a simple strategy called the 2x2 rotation. It is the easiest way to fuel your engine without getting bored or overwhelmed. We will show you exactly how to build your weekly menu in our final section.
So let's take a step back and look at the clean fuel protocol we have built today. We started with a frightening reality. Your muscles were dying, sarcopenia, because your engine was resisting the fuel. We learned that dumping more diesel, heavy meat, and eggs into the tank wasn't fixing the problem. It was just creating smoke inflammation. The opponent's video gave you a long list of 8 beans, but now you have a strategic system. You have 4 specialized squads: the igniters, lentils, and mung beans, to turn the key with leucine; the cooling system, navy and lima beans, to open the pipes and grease the gears; the filters, chickpeas and soybeans, to clean the gut and balance the computer; the shield, black and great northern beans, to stop the rust and protect the frame. You now have the owner's manual for your hybrid engine. But the final question is, how do you actually drive this car? You can't put 8 different fuels in the tank at once.
That is correct. Simplicity is the key to consistency. I recommend the 2x2 rotation strategy. You do not need to eat every bean every day. Instead, pick 2 squads to focus on for the week based on how your body feels. Scenario A, the weakness week. Symptom: you feel weak standing up. You have no energy. The strategy combines Squad 1, lentils, plus Squad 3, chickpeas, why you get the ignition, leucine for strength, and the filter cleaning gut health to make sure you absorb every bit of it. Make a lentil and chickpea stew. Scenario B, the stiffness week. Symptom: your joints ache. Your legs feel heavy and swollen. The strategy combines Squad 2, navy beans, plus Squad 4, black beans. Why you get the circulation nitric oxide to open the pipes and the shield anthocyanins to scrub off the rust. Make a black and white bean salad.
This is brilliant. You are customizing your fuel mixture based on what your engine is telling you. You are listening to your body, not just following a list.
And remember the hybrid rule. You do not have to give up meat completely if you love it. But try to make 3 dinners a week a green energy meal. Give your engine a break from the diesel. Let it run clean. Let it cool down. In that silence and that clean energy, your body will find the strength to repair itself.
That is the promise. You are not too old to be strong. You just need the right fuel. If this hybrid engine metaphor finally made sense of plant-based protein for you, please do us a great favor and hit that like button. It helps us reach more seniors who are stuck believing that meat is the only way. And please share this video. We all have a friend who thinks beans are just poor man's food. You can show them the science. You can show them that these are actually high-performance fuels. If you are not yet part of our Healthier Daily community, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. We are committed to bringing you these deep-dive science-backed systems every single week. And for our final mechanics question, which squad does your engine need the most right now? Do you need the igniter's strength, the cooling system, joints, the filters, gutter the shield anti-aging? We would love to read your diagnosis in the comments below. And as always, a final critical reminder. The information in this video is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice. If you have gout or high uric acid, you must be careful with purines, even in some beans. If you have digestive issues like IBS, start with small amounts and rinse your canned beans thoroughly to remove the gas-causing compounds. Always consult your own doctor or a dietitian before making significant changes to your diet.
Thank you for joining us. Your body is a high-tech machine. Give it the clean fuel it deserves. Be a wise mechanic. Be well.